This is London Real. I am Brian Rose. My guest today is Connor Beaton, the entrepreneur, best-selling author, and keynote speaker. You are the founder of Man Talks, an international organization focusing on improving the lives and relationships of men, with the goal to better understand the challenges men face in today's world. Your book, Men's Work, is a practical guide to confront one's inner darkness, overcome self-sabotage, and gain a sense of freedom and purpose. Here, you've developed an innovative approach to healing the shadow, a concept that addresses the hidden parts of ourselves that contribute to our struggles. You said there is an epidemic of man-shaming within society, as well as a lack of authentic support, leading many men to feel isolated, purposeless, and disconnected. Your mission is to help men reclaim their inner strength, confront their shadow, and live with greater purpose, clarity, and connection. Connor, welcome back to London Real.
Thanks for having me back.
Look, it's great to have you. I think we spoke 8-9 months ago, and we went pretty deep on all sorts of things. I think I was, telling you about a lot of my life, and you were kind of breaking down. And honestly, Connor, you helped me see some things in a different way that I hadn't really looked at before, from drink and drug abuse to like my experiences hazing as a fraternity. And we really covered a lot of amazing ground, but we didn't get even into some of the more interesting things that define us as men, or even reflect to us who we are as men, like relationships and mothers and all these other things. So I can't wait to dive a little bit deeper today.
Beauty, I'm ready.
When you bump into someone like on the street or on the bus and they say, "What do you do?" What do you tell them?
It depends on my mood, but essentially I just say that I run a men's mental health company. And, our slogan is, it's not therapy, it's training. And so essentially it's, helping men grow deeper into themselves, not grow up, but actually grow deeper into who they are and who they actually want to be. So that's usually what I say. If I'm just messing around, I'll say like I make men cry, I'll just joke around, stuff like that. But for the most part, it's helping men grow deeper into themselves, giving them the tools, the resources that oftentimes modern therapy is actually not giving them.
Powerful. For me, I think about this a lot because my two boys are now 8 and 9. So like, I really am looking straight at it. And first of all, I've got a direct reflection of how I'm doing as a father and introducing concepts of masculinity. And also I'm watching in real time 2 young men develop into men. So I've got that going on. I've also still have relationships with my father and all sorts of other people. So it's pretty interesting how it's all kind of happening in real time, and it gives me a lot to think about and focus on, for sure.
Yeah. Well, 8 to 9 is a very interesting time, especially for a lot of young boys, where it's like the prepubescent time. And this is maybe a interesting fact, but maybe something for all the parents to think about. 8 to 11 is what the research shows is the general age that young boys are now finding porn. And so if you have an 8 and 9-year-old boy, it's probably close to that time, if not that time already, to have that conversation of what pornography is, because a lot of young boys are finding it so early. It's like so accessible, and it's a big struggle for a lot of parents of like, when do I talk to my boys about this? How do I talk to my boys about this? Do I talk to my boys about this? So yeah, just throw that out there for you.
Good point. Let's drill right into that. How do you talk to your boys about that?
Investment Club. Today, I consider it the best investment that I've ever made. We get 4 projects presented a week by their associated CEOs. Personally, I'm completely blown away by the quality of these projects, and I know of nowhere else where I would be given this same opportunity. Each week that passes, I feel more appreciative of the fact that I'm a member of this group. The vibe was just tremendous. Everybody's on the same wavelength. We just clicked. Everybody listened to each other, enjoyed their company. It was just magical. Take action. Don't take my word for it. Due diligence you need to do. And I really hope that someday down the road I see you in the club. It far exceeded expectations, without question.
I think a couple of things, depending on the relationship that you have with your boys, One of them is to talk about the ease of acquisition. And I probably wouldn't use the word acquisition. I'd probably say something along the lines of, you can find some things on a phone or an iPad or a computer that maybe you're not ready for, and to open the door for conversation. So what I would probably say to my son when he turns 8 or 9, number one, I would say, I'm always here to talk to. If you get hit with something, or if you find something, or you come across something that, just you don't even know how to deal with, or it just feels like it's too much for you, or if it feels like it's something that you want to hide, like that's probably a good time to come and talk to me about those types of things. So that's number one. Number two, I would have some type of a conversation with them, or how you would have that conversation with your kids, have some type of conversation with them about sex and what it actually means, whatever your family system makes it mean. Every family system is a little bit different, but have a conversation with them about what sex is, the role that it plays, the sanctity of it, and to some degree, and then to be able to have a conversation of, you can go and watch porn, but it's going to it's going to mess up your perspective of sex. And the analogy, because I'm from Canada, so I'm going to give you a Canadian analogy, is you can watch hockey, but it's very different to go play hockey. And so having a basic analogy for kids can be very, very helpful to get them to just understand, like, you could go and watch this and it'll be enticing and you can get hooked on it. And it'll be something that, you struggle with or just deal with in silence. And it's not to shame them, of course, but, the real thing's better, and encouraging them to just go down that path safely.
So it's a tricky conversation to have, because like you said, you kind of have to talk about a lot of things that maybe they're not even mentally ready to talk about. It's almost like, because it's so accessible, and like most parents, they live in oblivion, right? Oh no, my kids haven't seen that. But like, if we really honest with ourselves, they're seeing it 2 or 3 years before you think they will, maybe more, right? Yeah. So if I'm really honest with myself, they probably have already seen something, right?
100%.
Right.
100%. I spoke at an all-boys school, because I do a lot of public speaking, and I spoke at an all-boys school. There's 600 kids, right? And it's middle school and high school. And so, pretty, not like grade 1, but I think about grade 4 or 5. All the way up to grade 12. And they had all the boys on the lower levels. So there's 600 boys, and I'm on stage in front of the boys. And then in the rafters are some of the parents and all of the teachers. And, I was talking about being a man and, masculinity and these types of pieces. And I had a slide that I turned to in the slide, and I had passed this with, the parents and the teachers first. Like I'd given them my slide deck. I was like, I'm going to talk about this. And so it just turned to a slide that said porn. And of course, all of the boys were like, oh, all erupts. And I was like, okay, I'm going to get all the parents and all the teachers to turn their backs. And so all the parents that are up in the second floor and all the teachers, they turn their backs. And I say to the boys, okay, real talk, how many of you have actually watched porn? And I kid you not, 95% of the boys put their hands up out of 600 kids, right? From grade 4 or 5 up to, grade 12. So the majority of those kids, if you think your boys haven't seen it, they probably have. It's really one of those things where, and the interesting thing is that the research shows that it's oftentimes it's not them searching for it. Either they stumble across something, they're at a friend's house, and a friend's older sibling has shown it to them, or whatever it is. But oftentimes somebody else is showing them the pornography, and so it is good to get a sense of, having some dialogue with your kids about it.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing in crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.